that you can choose. And you can color your circle whatever color that you want your shape to be. Once you get that, if you want to change the way that it is, this is linear, you can change it where it's more circular. Here are just some other patterns that you can use on the type. And once you get that, if you don't like all of the colors in that, you can actually delete some of these colors and have different effects. You can also slide these little color deals to change your effects on your shape. Remember, you can do these on backgrounds also. You can do this on text boxes, and you can change the color theme of any of these little tabs right here. Look at these tabs here. If you want to change the color of a tab, you can do that. Here we have a unique looking shape. You can also change how bright that this is with this slider right here. You can change your transparency right here. Okay, there is your first deal. Now we will go here to our next slide, and this is texture. Okay, I'm continuing on with texture fill. This is pretty neat. We're going to get right here. If you noticed, I put a texture in my heart shape here. I'm going to double click on it to where I get to my drawing tools and my format up here. I'm going to go to this little arrow right down here and open this box again. This is like this right here. This time I'm going to put in my fill what I want to fill with. Is going to be texture or picture. Right here we have preset textures. You can choose any of these and put it in there. Okay. We can also go back to no fill. Let's go back to picture. If we want to insert a picture into this, before I get back with that, right here where I put texture fill, this is a text box, and it can be filled with a texture also. This is the same as this one that's in the text box. Okay, now we're going to try, go back to that, we're going to try putting a picture in it. Insert from File, find a picture in any picture that you have in. You can put a picture of a person, clip art, whatever you want to. I'm going to put this one in. And now your shape contains a picture that you had on your hard disk. You can also insert something from your clipboard, or you can insert clip art as well. Let's try a clip art, and there you have a neat effect. Also, you have some other things in here. You can also put texture in there like that. Transparency, you can change that where it's real light, kind of like a watermark. This is something you can play with. It's real fun. But we're going to go ahead and go to our next slide. Here's some of the textures that I have chose for some shapes. I've got kind of a denim look here and a wood look here. And this is another shape with a picture. We're going to go a little bit more on picture fill. I'm going to do this with a bigger picture here. Go to my little arrow here, bring up in my box picture. And we're going to find one from File. And this time I'm going to go with like a background type style. Find the one I was looking for. Okay. And I'm going to move that so y'all can see it. And I'm going to change my transparency just a little bit here. Right there. And these are just some neat effects that you can do. Let me change the picture one more time. See what we can do with our heart here. I'm going to use this one. And you can see the real neat effects that can appear here. Okay, I'm going to close out of this box. I've got this. While I'm in here, I'm going to show some other things that you can do with a shape or text. Anytime you move these little nodes on the side, you can reshape, resize. And if you pull one side over the other, you can actually change the direction of it. Another thing you can do is go to Shape Effects. There are some presets that you can just click on, and when you find one that you think is pretty neat, you can click on it and it will save. Just run your mouse over those. And there's some neat ones. Here you have a shadow. You can put a shadow on your image. Here's some more common ones down here. Another thing that's neat about 2010 is, and 2007 has it too, is the reflection. I don't know if you can see it too well on this. Let me slow this or make this a little smaller where you can see. Right here, I'm on the wrong one. Okay, here, Shape Effects. Here are some of the reflections. These are real neat and they're real popular, and it kind of makes a reflection of your shape or your picture. You could do this with pictures as well, and with clip art. They're just some good ideas, some things that you might have fun with. There's a glow. You can put a glow around your image. And these are just some things you can play with and work with. Any of these can make the image softer, where you kind of got the edges where they're kind of faded off. Bevel is real fun. Makes it look kind of 3D-like. And again, you can always hit your undo button if you don't like what you did. The next thing is Smart Art. Smart Art is a very good tool you can use for any presentation. Your Smart Art tab is going to be under the Insert, and it will be here, Smart Art. When you open this, it'll give you this window, and this window will tell you your options on what you can do with your Smart Art. We're going to go to this one, and now it's your turn to do some Smart Art. So go here, pick one of these. You have it here. Right over here, anywhere it says text, you can put your own text that you want in your image. I'm not going to put anything in this one for this show. I'm just going to, right up here, you can change the way it looks. And there are several different presets here where you can change what your Smart Art looks like. You can change the colors. Here's a multicolor one. Pretty neat. And you can still change the way that looks. If you decide you don't want this shape, you can come back over to this window and choose a different shape. And again, you have the same options here. This is just something you can play with and have a lot of fun with. When it has this little mountains right here, that means a picture. You can insert a picture in that if you click on it. It'll bring up your documents and you can put a picture in there. Or it'll bring up your pictures or something. Then you can put the picture inside that, and there you have it inside on that. Put your text in here. This is just some fun things you can do. Remember, you can always do your undo button if you don't like what you just did.